What's up, everybody? You feel this beat right here? Here we go. Hey! We about to stamp this out. So if you feel me, come on.
Hi everybody, my name is Cindy Piggott and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have been a demonstrator for the past 18 years and I absolutely love what I do. So if you're new, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. Today I'm actually going to focus on a bundle that honestly I didn't think I was going to like. Truthfully, I looked at it, I was like, it's okay. And then I ordered it, I started playing with it, and I'm in love. So I'm going to show you 3 cards using new product and just some fun folds and some easy, super easy cards. And I hope you love them. So I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to see you share my video with your friends. Subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. What subscribing does is it actually lets you know when I've uploaded a new video. And coming into 2024, I'm really looking forward to doing more videos. So be sure to subscribe and share this with your friends. All right, are we ready? Let's get started. All right, so here we are. So what am I sharing with you? This one right here. It's called Hexagon, Heartfelt Hexagon. And there is another one that coordinates with this one as well. And this punch, it's not brand new. It's been around for a little bit, but it's not one that, like, I looked at it and I was like, I don't know if I really need that punch. But as I got working with it, I realized I do need this punch. And I needed the stamp set. So we are going to use a few of these stamps today, and we're going to create 3 incredibly beautiful and elegant cards. So I would ask that you please be sure to follow along and comment, because commenting absolutely helps me. And it's such an honor when I can see comments coming in and views and that kind of thing. It gets me really excited. So let's get started. So the first card I'm going to do for you, I have 3 cards. So let's start with the very first one. It's the most simplest. And it uses the new Celebration paper. So this here is one of our in colors. It's actually called Boho Blue. I'm a little bit obsessed with Boho Blue actually at the moment. I'm just trying to find my bone folder that was just on my desk just 30 seconds ago and now has spreaded legs and walked away. Okay. All right. Somebody else needs my bone folder more than I do right this second. So we will just carry on and hope it pops up. Okay, so Boho Blue is this color here. I am using this new paper called Airy and Light, I think is what it's called. It is a Celebration paper. And I don't know if you can see, but it's got birds and it's light pastel colors. It's like just screams spring to me. And, you know, didn't think I was going to love these birds, to be quite honest, because they're kind of funny looking birds, but I love this paper. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So it's just so incredible. So the front side has some print. The back side is more generic, like more subtle generic. So what I did is I took another piece of this paper and I just ripped it, is really what I did. So when you do the ripping technique, you want to rip towards you, okay? And I'm actually ripping on an angle. I'm going to diagonal. And I might just rip that one off too there. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to place... I didn't really want to cover up this bird. So I might just do this then. I didn't want to cover up this bird because he's so cute. So we'll do this one a little bit different than my original one. I'll show you my original one. It uses a slightly different paper as well. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the teared paper and I'm just placing it on top of the printed paper, which I know probably seems like a waste, but it's okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place this right onto the paper. So this is a really cool way to get a visual of something that's oops, I always have to remember that the Tombow takes a second to dry. I'm always moving it around and I need to be a little bit more patient with it. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to glue this onto my solid cardstock. This one's very, very easy, this card, but I love the look of it. Really showcases our Designer Series paper. So you'll see that boho blue is one of the colors in this paper, as well as some of the pinks and purples and the greens. Okay, so put that there. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper here. Oh, this is thick. I'll use one of these maybe. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab this one. I hope your day is filled with joy. So this is a photopolymer set, which means it's the clear acrylic. I'm going to grab one of my blocks. And now that I have my glass mat, I can actually use this to line up my stamps. So no more crooked stamps, which is amazing. Except for when it moves on me. There, okay. So because this has some blues in it and some pinks, I'm just thinking, what color do I want to pull in here? I might use a Highland Heather or a Gorgeous Grape because there's a lot of pinks already. So let's do okay. So I'm inking this up quite a bit because this ink pad I know is not very juicy. Okay. Oh, you could not even see that on camera. My apologies. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Scrub. And I'm going to mist that up. Clean that off. I'm going to put this back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually grab this stamp here that has the single line. And place this on my block. Now, I'm going to be honest. When I did this earlier, this piece I was not paying attention to how I mounted it, and it kind of went a little bit wonky on me. So that's why I'm just taking an extra little bit of time there. I'm going to use a little bit of Lost Lagoon on this one. And I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to stamp. My paper's crooked, which is making my stamp look crooked. See how I do. Let's see. Oh, too low, but that might be okay. I could have gone up a little bit more. Okay, let me see. I bring in my punch. So I did get it too close to the bottom, but that's okay. I'm not going to stress out too much about that. Okay, I'm going to put my stamp back. And then this one here, I'm going to actually just place here. And I'm going to pop it up, though, with some dimensions. So you see how very simple this card is. Not a lot to it, right? So card making, I tell you this all the time, does not have to take up a lot of time or energy, right? So could I add some gems? Probably. Do I have any handy? Not a clue. So let's carry on with the next card. This one is definitely the simplest of the three, but I love it. I just think that is so simple. So I could add some gems up here, which I probably will. I've actually got all my gems. I've started doing something neat. Started putting all my gems into my cupboard here. was looking just for my rhinestones is what I was looking for, but they're not in there quickly. So I'm not sure where I put my rhinestones. But anyway, we can add those later. Okay? So card number 1. Not the most like ooh la la card, but it's simple, it's elegant, it's beautiful. So here is the card that I did as my sample. So you can see here, same paper, same colors. No, different papers, same colors. And again, I had more birds in this one, but you can see how this one kind of went a little bit wonky. But similar, different, but all the same, still really pretty. Okay, so my second card, let's do this one. This one actually is one of my favorites. So I am using this paper that is an online exclusive, I believe, if I remember correctly. I'll get the name for you here when I post the video, just to be sure. And I'm using Blackberry Bliss as my bottom paper. So this is just a Z fold is really what this is going to be. So I'm just going to fold this. It'd be super helpful if I knew where my bone folder was. And then I'm going to fold this one back. So you're going to ask me about measurements. So this is scored at 4 1/4 and then 2 1/8. Okay. So then I like to actually build my card off the card base sometimes. I think this paper is called Translucent Florals. I feel like that might be the right name for this paper. Okay. And I'm just going to put that on there. So you're going to see that there's really just 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And I really do like that look. It's one of my favorite ways to do cards is when there's like 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put some glue on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place this on the front of this piece here. So this is on my 2 1/8 score line apart. So that's going to go here. And then this one I'm actually going to place here. So it gives it the illusion of a gatefold, but it's not a gatefold. It's a Z-fold, which is kind of really cool. So let's go ahead and put that down. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to take my punch and I'm going to take a scrap piece of Blackberry Bliss, and I am going to punch that, and I'm going to take this piece of scrap and I'm going to use the dotted lines, but these have 2 dotted lines. A solid line, a dotted line. Sorry, I don't know what you call that. Okay, that's not even on straight. So let's do this. So you can see how I'm using my mat to line up my stamp to make sure that it doesn't go weird on me. And I can pick that up. Okay, so now I'm going to do this one in Pretty Peacock. Now, my Pretty Peacock ink, I just got a new one, and it's really hard to open. And it's very juicy. So I'm just giving it a light tap. And then I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to stamp straight down and up. Okay. So you don't want to push too hard on this stamp because of the lines. It will give you that really like blurred type of a look. So you don't want that kind of a look going on. Now for this next piece, I'm going to use my Blackberry Bliss. However, my Blackberry Bliss is very dry. So I'm going to I'm going to just do my best to see if I can get it. So you're using your glass mat to pick up your stamps so that this will act as your liner upper. So you're wondering, how do I get a glass mat? Well, you can get a glass mat by joining my team during the months of January and February. And I will tell you, this glass mat is worth every penny. Okay, so now, go ahead and stamp that right in there. Hopefully that comes out nice and crisp. Ah, not bad. I'll take it. I'm not going to stress. My motto for 2024 is not to stress. Just let things happen. All right. I do think that needs to be cleaned off better, but. Okay, so now I'm going to take my punch. Let me close up my Blackberry Bliss. I need to replace some of my ink pads, I think. Okay, so now I'm going to line this up exactly where I want it. Well, then it just moved on me. Okay, and I'm doing this backwards, so I'm going to do it this way. Because I know it's upside down. There we go. Okay. It was just awkward doing it the other way. All right, so now what I'm going to do is these two are the same size, so I can't actually put them together. That would be just not feasible. Excuse me. So if I found my scissors, which might be right here. These are not my paper snips. These are my rubber scissors, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to use them. I'm going to just cut down the middle like that. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this here. And now I'm going to take my dimensionals, or my pop-ups, if some of you like to call them, and I like to use all of them. I'm going to put one there, put one there. I'm going to take that off, take that off, and then I'm actually just going to go ahead and put that there. And I'm going to put this one here, like that. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to take my tear and tape. I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to put tear and tape here, tear and tape here. I'm going to, oops, rip that off. Rip that off. And then I'm going to take this incredible ribbon that we have that is carrying over, and I'm going to just go back and forth like that. And then I'm going to trim this off, maybe. And trim this one off like that. And then I'm going to place that right there. So I'm going to use a dimensional. Okay. And there we go. So you'll see I'm only putting it on this half, so it still opens. Isn't that pretty? Just a simple card, right? So cards don't have to be really like fancy and take a long time, right? Just a super fun card. This one's my favorite, I think. All right, this is my original card that I did, and I used a little less ribbon, but fun nonetheless. All right, that's card number 2. Let's do card number 3. So this one, I'm going to use this blue and gold ribbon that is carrying over from our holiday mini. And I'm using Night of Navy card base, which is right here. So Night of Navy card base. Still have not found my bone folder. It was literally sitting here 30 seconds ago. Is that not? Oh, okay. And I have embossed this piece just because my my embossing machine is in the other room. So this is with that beautiful embossing folder from the Holiday Mini. I think it's carrying over. I'm pretty sure it was, but I should maybe double check. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just adhere this on. So you know that when we're embossing a card, it does take a second longer and a little bit more adhesive to get it to stick, just because it does have a lot of those grooves and areas to get into. So we want to make sure that we are getting right in there. So what do we need here? Well, here we need, I'm just going to grab this scrap piece of paper, which is much bigger than I need. And I'm going to take that same dotted line one that we just used. I guess I could have kept that on my block if I was thinking. Okay. Use my block to lift that up. I'm actually, because I know my Night of Navy ink pad does not work well, I'm going to use Starry Sky here for this one. And again, I'm not pushing hard, and I'm not going to push hard when I get onto my paper. Okay. I think there's something on my stamp. Okay. And then, as much as many of you don't like it, the next color I'm going to use is definitely one that I'm gravitating to quite a bit. So what is it? Wild Wheat. So I like Wild Wheat as an alternate to gold. Now I could heat emboss this with gold, but sometimes I'm just lazy. So I'm going to use my Wild Wheat. There we go. Okay, now, right now it does not look good. In a minute when it dries, it's going to look gold, which is kind of cool because it does look like a terrible color right now. I agree with you all when I say that, but I also know that when it dries, it's going to be beautiful. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to punch this out using my hexagon punch. Okay, put this over here. I'm done with my punch now. So now what I've done is I have taken, these are from a different bundle, which I will get you the name for because it completely escaped me. But it's one of the ones in the big book that I'm sure you have overlooked. But this is an incredible one because you can actually layer these to get yourself a beautiful frame, which is just amazing. I just love it. So I'm finding I'm using them quite a bit. And I think actually in the new occasions book, I think there's a new one that is along the same lines as this where you can layer them, if I remember correctly. I just can't remember all the names. Heck, I don't even know my name some days. Let's be real. Okay. So now I'm just layering these two like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put one here. And one there. What do you think? Yes? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's grab our Terran tape, which is right here. And I'm going to go and put this right about there. Again, if I had my bone folder, that was here 30 seconds ago. I should hand out a prize for every time I say that. Okay. I'm going to take this beautiful ribbon And I'm just going to lay this on top of the tear and tape. Like that. And then I'm going to trim. And trim. Okay. Are you with me still? Now, oops, I didn't want to get that on my glass mat only because actually if I was really on the ball like this, I could be using my silicone mat and then I wouldn't have to worry about the glue, right? Come on, friends, remind me. Okay, so here, what do you think? Okay, let's just give that a second to dry. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my dimensionals. Put that one there. Put that one there. Okay, so I'm going to pull these all off. And there we go. What do you think of that? Right? I know. So here is my original card. So you can see the sprigs, but you see how the gold or the wild wheat changes. And it actually does look like gold. So it ties in the gold from the ribbon. And I could use gold gems to just dress that up even more if I chose. Of course, I don't have them near me. But so let's recap. So we have this one here from the translucent florals. And then we also have this one here from the Flight and Airy. So 3 very simple cards. And how did I make them? Well, I made them using this beautiful bundle, Heartfelt Hexagon. And there is a hostess code. So if you're interested in purchasing the bundle, it is a 10% discount for ordering both of them together. And honestly, this is one of those punches that will stay in your supplies for quite a while. It's one of those staples that you always need in your supplies because it's just such a great shape. So you can use this without the stamp set, but honestly, I love it. And I love the fact there's more stamps coming that coordinate with the punch as well. All right, so thank you so very, very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed those cards. I would love to hear what you thought of them. I'd love to hear what you'd like to see more of. And if you have any questions or concerns, I'd love to address them. So please be sure to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. All right, thank you everybody, and we will chat with you very, very soon. Bye-bye.